Hey there, baking buddies! Today, we're making something super delicious and impressive, the frozen meringue cake. This French-inspired dessert is like a mix of fluffy clouds, that's the meringue, and yummy ice cream. It's perfect for parties and holidays. Just imagine bringing this out at your next celebration. The crunchy meringue base is like a golden canvas for smooth and creamy ice cream. And on top, we've got a beautiful crown of warm, glistening fruit. It's so pretty and tastes even better. Don't worry, this recipe might sound fancy, but it's actually pretty easy to follow. I'll be with you every step of the way, and soon you'll be making this amazing dessert like a pro. So let's grab our ingredients, put on our aprons, and make a dessert everyone will love. Before we start baking, let's gather our tools and ingredients. Having everything ready will make baking much smoother and more fun. For this recipe, you'll need a stand mixer or a handheld electric mixer, a baking sheet, parchment paper, a piping bag with a star tip, this is optional for decorating, and a sharp knife. Now, let's see what goes into our frozen meringue cake. For the meringue base, 4 large egg whites, make sure they're at room temperature, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for the ice cream layers, 1 pint of vanilla ice cream, let it soften a bit, 1 pint of raspberry sorbet, let it soften a bit too, for the flambe topping, 1 cup of mixed berries like raspberries, blueberries and strawberries, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of orange liqueur like Grand Marnier, but this is optional. The most important part of our frozen meringue cake is the meringue base. It's light, airy, and oh so sweet. Let's make it together. Step 1. Heat your oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit and cover your baking sheet with parchment paper. Step 2. In your stand mixer, or using your hand mixer, beat the egg whites and cream of tartar on medium speed until they form soft peaks. This should take about 2 to 3 minutes. Step 3. Slowly add the sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time, while beating on medium-high speed. Make sure each spoonful of sugar is mixed in before adding more. Step 4. Once all the sugar is mixed in, keep beating until the meringue forms stiff, shiny peaks. This might take 5 to 7 minutes. To see if it's ready, stop the mixer and lift the whisk. The meringue should stand straight up in a firm peak. Step 5. Gently mix in the vanilla extract using a rubber spatula. Don't mix too much or the meringue might lose its fluffiness. Section 4. Layering the frozen delights, building the cake. Our meringue is ready, so let's start building our frozen meringue cake. This is where it starts looking like a real dessert. Step 1. Spread the meringue evenly on the baking sheet, making a circle or a rectangle, whichever you like. You can use a spoon or a spatula to spread it out. Step 2. Bake the meringue for 1 hour and 15 minutes or until it's firm and lightly golden brown. Step 3. Once it's baked, take the meringue out of the oven and let it cool completely on the baking sheet. This will keep it nice and crunchy. Step 4. While the meringue cools, get your ice cream ready. Make sure it's slightly soft so it's easy to spread. You can leave it out at room temperature for 10 to 15 minutes. Step 5. When the meringue is completely cool, carefully move it to a serving plate. Spread a layer of vanilla ice cream over the meringue, leaving a little bit of meringue showing around the edges. Step 6. Add a layer of raspberry sorbet on top of the vanilla ice cream, again leaving a little bit of meringue showing around the edges. Section 5. The grand finale, flambeing and garnishing. Now for the most exciting part, flambeing the fruit topping. This is optional, but it makes the cake extra special with a touch of fire and a hint of caramel flavor. Step 1. In a small saucepan, mix the berries and sugar over medium heat. Cook and stir until the sugar melts and the berries release their juices, making a syrupy sauce. Step 2. If you want to use the orange liqueur, add it to the berry mixture. Carefully tilt the pan away from you and, using a long match or a lighter, light the liqueur. Let the flames disappear naturally. Be very careful when you're flambeing. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated area and keep a safe distance from the flames. Step 3. When the flames are gone, pour the warm berry sauce over the ice cream, letting it drip down the sides. Step 4. For an extra fancy touch, you can use a piping bag with a star tip to make pretty swirls of whipped cream around the edges of the cake. Section 6. Serving and make-ahead tips. Planning for perfection. Our frozen meringue cake is ready to be enjoyed. Here are some tips for serving and making it ahead of time. Cut the cake into slices and serve it right away. The mix of crunchy meringue, cold ice cream, and warm berry sauce is absolutely delicious. If you want to make it ahead of time, you can assemble the cake up to the ice cream layers and freeze it for up to 2 hours. Flambe the berries right before serving and pour them over the cake for a fresh and impressive look. If you don't have orange liqueur, you can use a little bit of orange juice instead for a non-alcoholic version of the flambéed topping. And there you have it, the frozen meringue cake, a dessert that will wow your guests and leave them wanting more. Happy baking!